Hello everybody, Aarshiya here. Welcome to the very first video of the series Think Statistically on statistics and data. Well, let me start by asking you a question. How do you think people predict sales and manage large inventories, or how do they determine if a country's healthcare system is ready for a pandemic, or whether the number of stars in the universe is greater than the number of trees on the planet Earth, or people's trading habits in a country? Well, there has to be a way very powerful to answer such questions, and that is to think statistically. So, thinking statistically enables you to analyze a variety of situations that involve measurements or observations of quantitative data. It enables you to focus on the process of work, get insights on the possible opportunities for improvement, understand the variation in your observations, and thus make data-driven decisions. It is essential from the initial problem definition to the final decision. So, what is statistics and why is it so important? So, statistics can be defined as the science of data. It deals with collecting, analyzing, presenting, and using data to make decisions, solve problems, and design products and processes. It has developed out of an aspect of our everyday thinking to become an essential tool for systematic research. In simple words, statistics is a way of making sense of data. Data, or what is data? Data is nothing but a collection of observations. Data can have various forms. It can be a set of observations obtained from a research or experiment, or it can be some research results downloaded from the internet. It can be answers to questions that one can ask people on the streets, or it can be sales data of a grocery store. No matter its form, data, when analyzed statistically, can provide a lot of insights and answers to the big questions. Data is collecting data and handling is another very important step that we go through once we have the data. So, collecting data involves two key decisions. The first refers to what to measure. We need to identify the most relevant variables for the specific problem at hand. The second relates to how to obtain the data. An effective data collection procedure can greatly simplify the analysis and improve understanding of the population or process being studied. Soon as we have data, we start looking for connections, patterns, similarities, and differences among the data. What we learn from these connections that we see among the data might help us act more effectively in the future. And data handling, when we come to data handling, this is essential because raw data are normally not very useful, and we need to do some data manipulation before carrying out any piece of statistical analysis. So, data handling can be summarized into four processes. First one being summarizing the data, and this is the primary tool for any handling. We can use graphical representation, and that does wonders in describing the most salient features of the data. Second step would be to find the typical values of the data, such as averages, median, or probability of rare events. Next, we need to follow is examine the variation in the data. By analyzing the variation gives us a very good insight on how data is different from the adjacent observations. The next step comes down to assessing any abnormal pattern in the data. It is interesting to examine any high or relatively distant values from the bulk of data. This does help us in finding the probability of the rare events or the corner cases. So this was about statistics and data at a higher level. In the next video, we will talk about population and sample. So that's it for this. Thank you.